Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for More Survivalists, and in this case addressing one of the more common myths in the prepper world, which is using whiskey and vodka for disinfecting. You see it in movies, in westerns. He got shot and he's taking a shot of whiskey and throwing some in the wound, and that's disinfected. Yeah, someone sent me a link about some of the stuff you want to have for the end of the world or something along those lines, and one of the things mentioned there was that yes, you want to have alcohol because that's a great item for buttering, for disinfecting, for burning as a fuel. Not quite so much. Look, a few things regarding this. First of all, in terms of a butter item, sure, there's people that really want to have alcohol, especially when things start going south, but relying on the town drunk for buttering is really not your main goal. You're very likely to not end up having good results with that approach. And I've been through years of people buttering all over the place, and let me tell you, it's really not ideal. And it's really not ideal to approach this in a wishful thinking manner of, yeah, I'm going to be stocking up on whiskey and vodka because they're super valuable. I saw it on videos. Look, we are getting to a point, guys, where that bar is going up and up every year with everything going on. You do not want to base your preparedness on just someone that does a YouTube video but doesn't do this for a living. Is this your profession or not? This is my profession. This is what I do. So I research and do things in a more responsible manner than I guess a bunch of our people that just repeat what they've seen in previous videos. Here I have my book, Street Survival Skills, which I always recommend. Keep in mind, this was written before the pandemic. This was published in 2019, and yet there's a dedicated chapter on doing hand sanitizers, and this thing where you see all of this kind of protection is before the pandemic. So one of the things I researched for this chapter in particular was how useful is really vodka and whiskey for disinfecting. And I have the reference right there. There's a link where there's actually a study where they tested whiskey, vodka, and some. And it's really not all that great. It's actually quite bad. It doesn't reach that minimum of 60% alcohol, which has been proven to be enough for properly disinfecting, right? So here it says, vodka and whiskey have been used in the past as disinfectants, with whiskey working slightly better in some studies, although both of them have lower concentration of alcohol than the recommended 60%, all right? That's why I put this on the side and not being used. What I mean by this is just what I say there. Use actual alcohol, not whiskey or vodka, unless you really have nothing else, and yes, someone's going to be posting there in the comments that you don't know nothing. I use this all the time. It's the best disinfectant in the damn planet. A guy once told me that he disinfected his hands with pee. In the fields. Fernando, yes, it's the best disinfectant in urine. People say stupid crap all the time. That does not make it true. So again, actual, real information for this. We're getting to this point where making these mistakes may do nothing, have no consequence, or your life may be in the line. So using something that's not disinfecting in the way it should, the exception for that would be absinthe. This is the Green Devil. This is 70% alcohol. That's 10% over the minimum 60%. So if you're scrounging on the wasteland and you found a bombed out house and there's a liquor cabinet there, go for the stuff that has the most alcohol. Vodka, whiskey, that will usually have 37% up to 40%. Still far from that 60% minimum that you want for proper disinfection. Absinthe, yes, this is, or if you have grain alcohol, that's pure alcohol, even better. You want to go with something that's as pure as possible. But my advice is actually stock up on the stuff that is, simply alcohol. Just, pure alcohol is a lot cheaper than having booze and hoping to use that as in a movie to disinfect. This is the stuff you improvise if you don't have anything else, but stocking up on this for something that's not going to be doing the job as well as you wish just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I hope I clarified that. And guys, I'm just one review away from the 1,000 review for the Surviving the Economic Collapse book. If you can drop one there, that would be fantastic. Keep in mind, the channel is full of information. I've been doing this for many, many years. If you use the search function, you will probably find videos on topics that you're really interested in. But when it comes to disinfecting, alcohol. When it comes to butter items, I'm not a huge fan of them because I've seen it not work all that great, even though for some people it was the only thing they had left. My ideal butter item would be food, you know, the kind of stuff you need anyway, and the kind of stuff you can stock up on years of and use it anyway because you're gonna be eating nonetheless. Dry pasta, super affordable still, even though it's going up in price. I hope you already have a good amount of that, but sealed properly, vacuum sealed in food saver bags, that's going to be lasting decades, and that is going to be a lot more useful for buttering at the end of the world than vodka. People want to drink alcohol? Sure. People want to eat. That's especially important, okay? And not only that, it is useful for you. I have a few of these bottles. I don't even drink. I just have them for, you know, like props and for the night. I like this bottle in particular. This is pretty cool. But it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have, you know, cases of vodka or expensive grain alcohol when the cheap stuff is going to be much, much better and cheaper. See you in the next video, folks. Have an awesome day. Take care.